Okay, what's up, guys? Max Uhas here, and we're going to talk about how to sell art. Okay, um, I know this has been something that a lot of people hit me up on. A lot of people ask me questions about this. What's the best way to sell art? Where can I sell my art? What's the best website to sell art on? How to market your art. We're going to cover a ton of this in one super duper simple meeting. Okay, and thank you for attending. Just want to say that. I've already waited a few minutes for everybody to jump on. If you guys have any questions, please ask them in the chat box on the side. I'll make sure to cover them. But let's get into it. I went so far as to actually create this wonderful PowerPoint presentation for you. So I can kind of go through what I want to talk about here. But I can just tell you this, right? When it comes to selling artwork, selling art is very, very simple if you know how to do it. And I think a lot of times it's like, as an artist, like you get very caught up in the emotional, the emotional kind of world of like your own art. You know what I mean? Compared to like actually selling it, or worrying about if somebody's gonna, like, if you start putting your artwork online, is somebody gonna steal your stuff and like sell it, or like manipulate it in some way. I think a lot of times there's a fear of putting your art online because, what if somebody doesn't like your art, or if, there's a lot of reasons, or maybe you're just sharing like a friggin' spamming psychopath and you're not getting any response from anybody. Okay, because there's there's an aspect of both sides that goes on here sometimes. Okay, so basically I'll just give you a very simple rundown on this. I've got a very, very long and strong background. Long and strong, right? But I have a very long and strong background in actually selling art. Okay, I come from a family of artists. My father is a well-known illustrator. My brother is a very well-known animator and stop-motion animation guy, as well as many other things. I always went and did the more business side of everything. Like there was a long time where I actually stopped doing art, and I just basically went into the. I ended up getting a job. I got hired on by this company that did outside sales. We did door-to-door art sales, and it was the shortest, longest story of this is basically like I'd already dropped out of school. I was looking to make money. I had gotten evicted from my apartment because it was like we were just kind of partying all of our rent money away every month, and I needed to make money. So I ended up getting a company with this. It was I'm not gonna say the name of the company, but I ended up getting a job with this company, and they were like, we run an art gallery and we sell art to people. I was like, that's awesome, because I like art and I don't know really how to sell my own art. Because that was one of those things that I'd always struggle with. I could always talk, but I had a very hard time in the beginning, like pricing my art, getting the money that I wanted for my art, and even like just like not being bullied by clients, in that sense where it's like, oh, I want this and I want this, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll do it because I need my portfolio. So whatever. So I ended up getting in with this company, and I did, and I went from. I'll just, long story short, I made a ton of money with these guys. I ended up being one of the best salespeople in the company, and for a few years there, I was actually the top salesperson in the country for 4 years. I've actually got a little trophy here. You can see it, salesperson of the year, Max Uhas, right? Fucking, it's a big old thing. Now it just kind of collects stuff because I don't really sell full time anymore. I don't really like sell anything. Still, I mean, I sell my own stuff, but I don't like actively do anything with their company. Yeah, it was just cool. Like I had a bunch of trophies, and I mean, nationally, I was the top salesperson in the country. They would have me travel to different offices, train people. I ended up, opening up and managing my own business for a long time. I hired and trained and managed entire sales crews of guys, and what ended up happening is the internet came around, and places like art.com and allposters.com and everything else started popping up. People could now shop online for art, which greatly hurt our business. And so a few years ago, I made the decision. I was like, I want to learn how to market and sell online, because I already knew how to do, basically six figures in sales every year, just going business to business, dealing with clients, building relationship with customers, meeting people, connecting with people, doing shows, doing fundraisers, doing events, doing all this other stuff. But I knew that, here's the thing. It's like time is the one thing that you can never get back. So to me, time is the biggest currency that you can ever have. So it's you can always, you can spend money, you can make money, and, you can lose money. And realistically, it's you can always make money back, whereas you can never make time back. So it ended up being, a few years ago, it was just really randomly circumstantial. I screwed up my back. I had some things happen within my business that basically made me look at my business in a different way. And I just decided that I didn't want to sell full time anymore. I didn't want to run a sales crew anymore. I didn't, so I ended up letting a lot of people go. And I basically just worked independently. I shut down my entire business. I had a 2,500 square foot warehouse space that I was paying for, that most of the sales that I was doing were on site, because it's artwork, right? And to properly to show art to people, especially when you're, doing big design jobs for people, I would go to their place of business and put the artwork where I thought it would go, and, help them decorate their businesses, or help them decorate their homes or their showrooms or whatever. So, or just, there were furniture stores and stuff that I sold stuff to. They were just put it in the warehouse. I was all right, cool. So, so basically I put a lot of money and time into learning how to market online. Okay. And probably one of the reasons that you're watching this video is because you saw it in a search engine, or you saw something else, you typed in how to sell art, or you typed in how to sell art online, or you typed in something else, and my video showed up, right? So that's what I mean. I learned how to market online. I learned how to market myself online. I learned how to market my business online. I learned how to market my talents and my skills and whatever. And I basically took what I knew from selling outside, dealing with businesses face to face and stuff, and I was able to transition that over to, to doing it online as well. So this is what I want to cover with you, because I've had a ton of people hit me up and ask me, it's what's the best way to sell? Where's the best place that I want to sell? Whatever. So if you can deal with my rambling, I'm actually going to screen share this, because I put together a wonderful little PowerPoint presentation for you. And yes, you can see that now. Hold on, let me share my screen. Share the screen. Bam, share screen. So you should be able to see that. Okay, so let's just go with this. From the beginning, make this big. I want to make this big. How do I make this big? Go big. Go big or go home. Okay, so here you go. So how to sell art online, or just how to sell art 2017, right? Max US, what's up? So today we're going to cover the 4 things that you have to run, or the 4 things that you must have to run an art business, both online and offline, because there are, let's just go into it, right? Best practices, basic marketing techniques and skills, proper preparation that you should have, and free sources that I'm going to basically gift to you that I found that some of these that I still use, that are going to help you out if you're looking for, if you're on a budget, you don't have a lot of money to do specific things. Okay, so in order for you to sell art, okay, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a merchant account, okay, for digital transactions. Why do you need that? Basically, most people pay, and I just know this, I trust me, I love when people pay cash. But when you're doing online sales, or a lot of times even when you're dealing with people face to face, like if you're at an art show, or you're doing you're doing some type of event. A lot of times, most people don't carry around a lot of cash, and depending on what you're charging for your artwork, if you're doing $500,000, $10,000 originals, most people don't walk around with that in cash. So people, generally speaking, want to pay with a debit card or a credit card or something. Okay, so you need a merchant account for that. And I'm going to go into that in detail later, but especially like if you're selling online, right? Like, people don't pay cash online. They pay PayPal, they pay whatever. What else do you need? You need a marketing platform for online as well as offline, but, in contact information. And you want that because honestly, it's like, this is what I don't get sometimes. People, quote unquote starving artists that complain that they're not making enough money, but they're also not marketing, or they're not like they're subconsciously or consciously like hiding themselves from other people. Okay, I don't know if you follow me on Facebook or not, but I literally just dug through a bunch of like old boxes of artwork that are from like late 1999, like 2000, 2001. This was when I was doing club promotions, when we started a magazine, like a club magazine. That was pretty kick-ass. I was involved in a t-shirt company. We actually started a t-shirt company, and we were doing like our own screen printing and stuff, and we were selling them. And it was a whole different platform, a whole different marketing thing back then, because the way it worked was like, I mean, you physically, literally had to go talk to people. You had to go meet people. You had to go, you had to like call people on the phone, and, email wasn't really that functional. It was just starting. And, it was like AOL dial-up shit. Like it wasn't the technology that we had today. There was no Facebook. I mean, there was MySpace. No, there wasn't even MySpace, dude. It was AOL, like chat rooms and stuff. I think I'm totally showing my age here, by the way, but the market has changed. Okay. So it's like some people are still operating like it's 1999 or the year 2000. And like, you don't want anybody to look at your stuff. So you're just like, you're trying to hide yourself. That's stupid if you want to actually sell art. If you actually want to get known and you want to like sell art online and build you want to be found. Okay. So have a marketing platform. And I'm going to go into that in one of the next slides. Okay. So you obviously need art. Okay, you need art, and you need a good amount of art. Whether it's for prints, whether it's originals, but you need, for one, here's the thing: you need art to sell because you need something to show to people for the talent that you have. And if you're willing to sell the art that you've already created, you need to have it readily available to sell. At the same time, it's like if you do custom commissions or people want to hire you for stuff, you need something to show them what you're capable of doing. You need proof to show them. Okay, it's pretty simple. And I'm going to go into that as well. You also need a follow-up sequence. Okay, because what do I mean by follow-up sequence? I mean basically you need to be able to reach out to people. Let's just put it this way. I know this. It's like repeat customers rock. Okay, there's nothing better than having somebody that like loves the work that you do and loves the artwork that you do and is willing to hire you over and over again or buy stuff from you over and over again just because they're a fan of your work. You will make a ton of money on fans. Okay, that's all it is. But if you're like, I don't want to be found, you know what I mean? Or like you're not thinking like that. To me, it's like I can't tell you how much money I missed out on before. I would just like sell something to somebody and be like, all right, cool, that's great, thanks. And then like have zero way to connect with them again. Once I actually started collecting emails, phone numbers, making Facebook friends with them, I was able to connect with these people and sell them more stuff over and over again over time. Great. Okay. So let's get into this. Merchant accounts. Okay. The most common ones are PayPal. Okay. PayPal, I think everybody knows what PayPal is. I don't really need to explain it. PayPal is awesome though. It's really the most common online payment processing system that you're ever going to have. I recommend it. Okay. Oh, cool. I can draw on this. Sweet. Okay. I'll do that. That's ugly. But PayPal's great. Okay. I get so excited when I find something new on this. But, you should have a PayPal because that's how most people buy stuff online. If you don't want to give up your
credit card information. What do? You send somebody your PayPal. Pretty simple shit, okay? Square. One of the greatest things that I love is they're electronics. Okay, Square. I love squares. Squares. If you have a reader here somewhere, yep, there you go. They're like these little handy dandy. Hold on, I'm gonna make my screen bigger. Okay, Square readers. Greatest app in the entire world. Okay, you plug it into your phone. You know, somebody wants to buy something from you. You plug it into your phone. You type it in. You open the app. Oh, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Okay. You open the app. You plug this thing in, and then you type in the amount that you want to do it for, and then you just run it. And I'll show you guys a little screenshot thing here, right? Okay, wait. Right. Like literally. Oh, damn it. I don't know if you guys can see this. All right, but look, like literally thousands of dollars run on Square just because it rocks, because it makes it so much easier for people to see that. I have no idea if you're able to see that screen. But it's a great thing. Okay, I just recommend it. Anyway, get it, because it works. Yeah, and it's like, let's put it this way. The money goes right into your bank account the next day. For swipes and stuff, I think it's 2.75%, which is really nothing. I'd much rather pay 2.75% on a $1,000 purchase. Like you lose $20.75, but you get the money right away. You don't have to worry about bounce checks. It's not like it's going into your PayPal account, and then you got to wait 5 days for it to transfer over or any of that other stuff. It's pretty kick-ass. Okay, Stripe is like the competition for PayPal. I personally don't use it. I know some people that do. Stripe's a little bit more strict than PayPal, which is why some people like it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. You also have the option of having a bank merchant account. Okay, like I know Chase Bank does it. Other banks do it, where it's like, we'll do your credit card processing. I personally don't recommend this at all. Because I remember when I set up my business with Square, the banks were just doing the merchant processing thing. And whereas like Square gave me a free card reader, right? They gave me this free thing. Chase Bank wanted to charge me like $80 for their mobile reader, and it didn't even fit on my phone, and I needed to charge it. And then there was like this extra processing fee, and I was just like, screw this, it's stupid. So I ended up just using Square, and it was pretty awesome. But there are things that some people prefer them. I don't. Okay, I don't want to deal with that. I just rather have a Square reader. And PayPal now actually also has a swiper thing that you can do. So if you're a big fan of PayPal and you just want a point of sale thing for your business, I'm going to draw a picture for you here. Basically just looks like that, right? It's a little thing, a little module thing that goes in, and you just put the card in there, and you swipe the dealio, and the money's in your account, they sign for it, it's fantastic. There you go. I swear to God. But you need a merchant account, okay? I can't tell you how many times, and I've met people, I've had this happen to where it's like somebody's ready to buy, okay? Somebody's ready, if you sell a product, right, and somebody's ready to buy something from you, okay? But I've had this happen where it's like somebody wants to buy and they're like, oh crap, I don't have any money on me. Can I call you? Or what? And it's just like, no, it's like, honestly, I take credit cards. Like, oh, okay, cool, here. But a lot of times with art and anything else, it's an impulse. It's impulsive, right? They want to buy it on the spot. If you give them a couple days or maybe even moments of time, you're going to miss out on that opportunity. So especially if you're doing like live shows or events, or you're doing fairs or whatever, it's like have a Square reader, have a PayPal card, have a swiper thing that you can just like collect payments on. It makes everything so much simpler. Okay, you can receipts, other stuff. But if you sign up for it, let's go into the next slide then. Okay. Oh, here you go. I think I just went on that plan. If you don't have this already, how do you collect money from people? They want to pay you, and they live far away. Okay, it's the same thing. People can't email you cash. Okay, if somebody wants to buy something from your online store, or something else, how do you shop online? You probably use a PayPal account, or you probably use a debit card or a credit card. It's done through a merchant processor. Get a merchant processing. Just my recommendation. Okay, let's go into the next thing. Marketing platforms, and yes, these are all marketing platforms. Okay. Personally, I've had a lot of people ask me this. It's like, what is the best website to market on? What's the best site to sell your art on? Listen, there are a ton of other art sites out there. Okay. I think oh wait, go back. Shit. Hold on. Previous. Okay. Um, okay. So there are. Oh, cool. I can draw my arrow. There are tons of like art sites that you can use. All right. There's. I mean, obviously, I think the most common one is that everybody's like DeviantArt or stuff. But I mean, there's a bunch of arts, and there are other platforms that you can use to host your art. Elo is a pretty cool one. That's like it's a platform. It's a marketing platform. Okay. But I personally recommend building your own website, and I don't recommend doing a Wix site or any of these other ones. I actually mean going to GoDaddy or going to HostGator or going to Bluehost or whatever, buying the domain name and then paying for the hosting, because you are in control of your own website. Okay. Your website itself is pretty much your online home. It is your business. This is like you get to have retail space and a blog space and a video platform and everything else that you can market on and do however you want, and nobody else owns it but you. Okay. So I honestly, like, if you don't have your own website, you're really, really killing yourself for so many levels, because every business out there nowadays, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it wasn't like this, but every business out there now has a website. Okay. Not only that, but they also have a Facebook, they also have an Instagram, they have a Pinterest. Elo is a cool site. If you don't check it out, it's like an art sharing. It's like Facebook for artists. Just check it out. But a lot of times people have YouTube. I freaking love YouTube. Is Twitch a marketing platform? Yes, it is. Twitter is a marketing platform. Reddit is a marketing platform. Other art sites are marketing platforms. There's so many. Snapchat's a marketing platform. That's how you got to look at it. It's like everything that you can possibly get your hands on, they're marketing platforms. But I do know some people that are like, I just don't like Facebook. I don't want to be on it. Okay, that's fine. But find something else that you can use. Best way to do it is your own website. And if you can rank it, like I rank my sites, it's a great example. Okay, because my whole thing is like, I want people to be able to find me. Okay, it's like I do work, I create stuff, and then I market it. How do I market it? Well, I market it on my website, I market it on my Facebook, I market it on my Instagram, I market it on Pinterest, I market it on Elo. These are all, I mean, the only thing I don't use here is Twitch, honestly, because I don't know, I've just never done it. Okay, but obviously, I do YouTube. You know what I mean? I got a Twitter account that I just share stuff on. I got a Pinterest page. I got an Instagram account. I got 3 Instagram accounts. I've got 2 Facebook profiles and 8 different Facebook fan pages that I run. Okay, I have about 7 different websites that I run for various reasons. Okay, and there's a reason for it, but I want you to understand it's like the online platforms that are available right now. I haven't even listed all of them, but the online platforms that are available right now are basically there for you to be able to market. Okay, they're a way for you to connect with people. They're a way for you to meet people. They're a way for you to share stuff with people. And honestly, it's like I was not a huge fan of anything of the internet for a very long time. For some reason, I had it in my brain where it's like, well, I don't want people to find me. Um, you know, and then what happened is my old business partner actually created my first Facebook page. It's the one that I still use now. And what was cool is I got to connect with people that I hadn't seen in friggin' years. I got to connect with people that I never met before, but we shared common interests. I was able to market stuff. I was able to sell stuff. I was able to connect with people. I was able to just like post it. And like now it's Facebook Live, the Facebook ads platform. It's it's ADHD like chaos, you know, and if you can manage Facebook and not get like all super confused, Facebook's fantastic. Instagram is another platform that's killer for artists, okay? But you have to do, here's the real trick to Instagram, right? Hashtag research. You can't just be like hashtag art and expect people to see it, okay? There's a whole trick to doing Instagram marketing and building a following on there. Okay, Pinterest is like it's a lot of like I like your stuff, will you like mine, you know, kind of thing. YouTube, dude, I freaking love YouTube. You can rank videos, get people to see what you're doing on there, and then all of a sudden you have a following. Reddit has a lot of platforms, a lot of like subreddits that you can post art on. Twitter is I just post stuff on Twitter. I don't ever respond to anybody on Twitter. Twitter drives me nuts. It's like huge, crazy. But I know some people that do really well on Twitter. Okay. So let's just move on to this because I want to show you some, basically some examples. So because of all the work that I've done online, like marketing online and selling stuff online, this is some of the response that I've got from people. Right. I did a custom Foot Locker for a drill instructor. Right, and I did a video on it, and like just recently, I had a guy email me. It was like, I saw your video of the Foot Locker. I'm looking to get mine done as well. This was a Facebook. Somebody shot me a Facebook request. She runs a gym, you know what I mean, here in DFW, and it's a boxing gym, and she wanted some mural work done for it. So she gave me a call, and this was like literally 3-4 days ago. This was somebody else that just kind of like saw some of the work that I was posting and hit me up, shot me a Facebook message, and it ended up being, if you saw, actually, I could probably go back and show you the picture, but it was a pretty big deal. It was a great piece of custom work that I did, and she paid up front for everything, and because she knew me, you know, through the internet, and she trusted that I would get the job done, so she paid up front for the work. It took me a couple weeks to finish it, ship it off to her. But that was pretty killer, you know. Here you go. You know, more requests. You know, I mean, email requests, Instagram. You know, DMs. This was a lady that actually found me online because of some of the work that I did for the National Video Game Museum about a year and a half ago. And because I made sure that like my website was posted as a description, like in the description for the work. This was like a $1,200, $1,300 job to paint a parking spot. Okay, it's fantastic. And then literally, what was funny is I painted the parking spot. I did a bunch of like pictures and work and stuff behind the work that I had done for the parking spot. And a few weeks later, this lady calls me or emails me and says, "Hey, my kid wants a parking spot." This is the whole thing. It's like I market everything that I do. You know, well, not everything, but like a lot of the work that I'm doing, a lot of the artwork that I'm creating. Some of the stuff I just don't share because it's a little bit more like I'm saving it for like a personal collection, or I'm doing it for a project that I don't want to like disclose it at the time. But a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I will gladly share it. Okay, I will gladly use it to market because it shows that I'm working. It shows that I'm creating. It shows that I'm professional. It shows that other people are paying me and hiring me and buying my stuff. And a lot of times that's what people really want to see. They want to see that social proof. They want to see that Jones effect. They want to see that other people are buying. And it makes it cool for them to buy. Okay. So let's talk about art, right? Because you know, it's basically merchant account, you know, platforms, and then art. Okay, there are a ton of ways to sell art. Okay, custom commissions, freaking love them. I've got a few people that I'm communicating with now that like want custom work. I honestly I love doing work for other people. It always makes me like a little sad when I have to like ship it off to them. But at the same time, it's like I know that it's going to a good home that's really gonna appreciate it. But yeah, it feels great to get paid a lot of money to do custom commissions. Okay, custom work. You know what I mean? Like I do custom murals, I do custom designs for people. It feels great to be able to do that. Okay, go back. It feels great to be able to do that because people are hiring you based on your talent, skill, and your level of work. Okay, because that to me is like it's big business. You know, it really is just big business. When somebody hires you to do custom work or custom commission, it basically means that they trust you enough to give you the money that you're asking for you to do some custom work for them. Okay. As much as I love doing original stuff, like my original stuff isn't necessary. And I know this about original work. It's like a lot of the original stuff that I do is not necessarily always going to be the most attractive piece to somebody else. Okay. My original work, though, it's basically stuff for me. Okay. It's stuff that I enjoy creating. It's stuff that I enjoy painting. It's stuff that I enjoy, putting together. But I also know that, like, not everybody is going to specifically want to buy my original piece. If you doodle like I do, I'm taking notes on anything, like that's what you're seeing here. Okay. But like every meeting I'm in, I'm doodling. Okay. Maybe you do it too. I don't know. But original work, okay. Missions, customs, prints, okay. You can sell prints. There's plenty of print on demand places out there. I'm going to go into a few of them after this. There's a ton of them out there right now that are marketing all across the internet, all across Facebook, all across Instagram. Where it's like basically like you send them the print or you send them the copy of the original or something, and they'll print on demand for you. Listen, it's cool. It's totally worth doing. You know what I mean? Like prints, you can make. You're not going to make as much money on prints as you are on doing original stuff or customs or commissions. But here's the thing: if somebody's a real big fan, they can't afford to buy, your original stuff. Why not sell them the print, right? I mean, everybody, it's like $20, $30 prints. It's still a damn good deal, especially if somebody's a big fan of your work. What do I mean by swag? Okay, swag is like mugs and shit, or like there you go, your mug, or like cell phone covers, cases and stuff, t-shirts, hoodies, there's so many pillows. A lot of these print-on-demand companies that do prints, they also do, socks, shit, jewelry, or whatever. It's pretty. I mean, it's amazing what you can print art on these days, and like, you don't even have to like do it yourself. Like, you just send somebody to work, they'll print all the stuff for you. Okay, and as long as you have a website, or I mean, you can use their sales pages and stuff, but like, I prefer to build collections on websites just because. Okay, and then you can also get super creative and do custom art on whatever, from sculptures to wood carvings to panels to, like anything. You can basically do art on anything. I know people that do custom Game Boys. You know what I mean? Like somebody sends them a Game Boy case, and they paint the Game Boy case and send it back. I actually, it was one of those things that I did a custom Foot Locker. Okay. I mean, there's so much shit you can do art for. Okay, and art with. There are people that get paid to paint like the windows on buildings. Street art, whatever. Okay. And at the same time, here's another thing too. If you really like teaching, and you can create a how to draw or how to paint or how to paint like me or how to do digital animation and create like your own little course or just and like sell that to people. Okay, it's really not that hard to do. But there's tons of ways to sell art, and I mean, art is anything. You know what I mean? Like jewelry, like fucking photography. It's all art. Okay. Let's go to the next follow-up sequence. This is super duper important. I kind of briefly went into this before. Okay. So the follow-up sequence, super duper important. Like if you can't reach out to somebody after they buy, okay, you really are you're losing money because collectors, fans of your work want to buy your art. Okay. And I just know this. Like I've got customers. I've got this guy that I sell art to probably once a month, right? He's a great dude. He's just this old guy. He's retired. He has an office. He just kind of sits there and he just likes me. He just buys time I go see him, it's at least like 150. It's anywhere from like I sell them like $150. You know, $150 piece. The most I've ever sold them was probably about like $700-800. A couple pieces, you know what I mean? A couple pieces for like $700 or $800 at a time. And he's just one of these old guys that just like, he likes me. He likes spending money with me. He likes, you know, he's this old accountant dude, you know what I mean? Like, who just likes to buy art. He's just got money. He's got nothing better to do with it. You know, so I'll go see him. Hey man, what's up? He's like, hey, you're back. What do you got? Let me see. I'll take those too. It's that simple. But it's like, but I've had clients, like people that I deal with, that all I have to do is like send out an email or send out some type of like, I'll just shoot them a Facebook message or whatever. Because I do friend my customers, you know, the cool ones. I'm like, yeah, let's be friends, man. You're cool. You know, and say, hey man, listen, I got some stuff. If you're interested, whatever. You know, I just finished some projects. I got some new work. You know, or they'll message me like, hey, I saw what you posted. This is cool. How much? It's pretty awesome. Okay. Having a list, email list, phone numbers of clients is fucking fantastic. Like, honestly, I can't tell you how much. I think I've just covered all this actually in that one little conversation. But it really is. It's super duper important to have a list of your customers. It's important to have a list of people that are interested. It's greatly important to have a phone number for somebody, because some people don't use Facebook. Some people don't even check their email. But if you have their phone number, and because most people don't even use the phone anymore to talk, you just shoot them a text and they'll text back. It's pretty ridiculous how that works. Okay. Keep in touch. You know, just say, hey man, what's up? Hey, what's happening? Hey, you know, got some new stuff. I mean, you know, and it's a new piece. It's some new work. Anyway, and this is why it's great to connect on the internet and do all this other stuff, because you can reach out and let them know. You know what I mean? Like, this is why I actually make friends with people. This is why I actually like have I follow people and stuff. And they're not just a customer to me. It's like, you know, I like to connect with people because I like them to know what's going on, what new art's going on, what new projects are going on. And all I got to do is, like, you know, you can build the email following, you can build a website following, you can build an Instagram following, and that's how people basically let them know what's going on. But if you're doing like special sales that you don't want to publicly announce, pretty awesome. Okay, that's what this is all about. So, like best practices online. You know, if you want to really start selling art, okay, and you have an online presence, you're figuring out how to build an online presence. I like to post art across multiple platforms, okay, and make sure that you watermark your work if you are worried about anybody stealing your stuff. Okay, watermark is basically, you can use Canva, you can use Photoshop. There are a lot of apps on your phone that you probably do it with. All it is just a little thing. If you do digital art, like, it's ridiculous, but you have no problem, you know, watermarking something. It's like this, right? It's watermark. Okay, it's nothing simple, or nothing that complicated. What I recommend though, right? It's like post art across multiple platforms. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Okay, this is how this is how you get engagement going. Okay, if somebody says I love that, or I like that, or I'm interested, or man, how much, respond and be active. Okay, I can't tell you, like, actually, because I get paid to you know, because I've been able to like build a business on YouTube. I actually have people that pay me now to manage their YouTube channels. Okay, it's a little side hustle I got going on. And I can't tell you, like, when I take over somebody's channel or when I look at some of these channels, it's like you have a following, you have a massive following, but you don't actually respond to anybody. And I can tell you this, like, it really hurts the engagement. It hurts the trust flow that can be built with an audience, with a potential customer, when you don't respond. Okay? If they're reaching out, they're looking for information, or they want to comment or something, there's nothing wrong with saying thank you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey man, do it okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But respond and be active. Okay, it's super simple. Okay, another thing. don't be afraid to reach out. Okay, if you're a big fan of somebody, if you're a super duper fan of somebody, okay, let's just say that let's just say you draw pictures of people, right? Paint pictures of people, okay. Let's just say hypothetically you're a huge Christopher Walken, right? I don't even know Christopher Walken. I have no idea where to find him, right? So let's just see something that's a little bit more accessible. Um, let's say you're a huge LeBron James fan. Okay, everybody should know LeBron. If you're a huge LeBron James fan and you've created some LeBron James art, okay, why not? He's got an Instagram, he's got a Facebook, he's got this, he's got that. You know, you can easily reach out to him and say, hey man, I'm a huge fan. Check out this piece that I did. I don't know if he's gonna buy it. I don't even know if he'll even see the post. But the fact is that other people will see you doing it. Listen, all I know is it never hurts to ask. That's my ultimate rule when it comes to anything, right? It never hurts to ask. It never hurts to reach out. And this is the whole thing too. It's also like if you see somebody having, not everybody's as like into teaching and into like sharing insider secrets as I am. You know, some people it's like, well, how are you doing that? And they'll be like the hard work, you know, and that's their response. You're like, you know, I'm actually teaching you like right here, like simple stuff that I do. It gets a lot more in depth and, you know, whatever. But, you know, for starting out, if you're trying to figure out what to do, I can tell you this, man, it never hurts to reach out to people. It never hurts to say hello. It never hurts to say, hey, I'm a huge fan of your work, or hey, check this out. You know, I'm an artist. I'm a big fan of your work. I'd be honored if you take a look at what I have. Okay. You know, that's the other thing too. It's like get noticed, do work. Okay, if you have to pay money, if you gotta do, if you don't have a lot of followers on Facebook, you need to boost your following. I don't necessarily recommend doing the boosted posts and stuff, but you know, get noticed. Like find the platform that works for you, and you know, join some groups, post some art, make some friends. You know, get into conversations and get people interested in what you're doing. Okay, it's super duper huge. Okay. Another thing, be available to talk and discuss projects and sales. All right. I know this. It's like a lot of times. I'm not saying you do this, but I'm just saying like I've been guilty of this. Okay. I for a while. It's a stupid story, but actually I should share this with you. It might help you out. For a while there, I was like really paranoid about somebody like getting my phone number, right? Or you know, figuring out who I was online, like hacking me or whatever. So I created all these like dummy email accounts, right? That were like it was my email address, but I literally just used them for like a website or for like or something. And I never thought twice about it because I was like, well, you know, whatever. So and what ended up happening is I didn't check these emails for a long time because I just threw them up there because like, oh, I need to have some contact information up there. And like, and like, so I was like, holy crap, I got like 6 emails from people that I haven't responded to for like 6 months, and I missed out on gigs because I didn't set, you know, I was just like, oh, whatever, you know, I never actually like took the time to like set these up the right way. So I missed out on money. These were like big projects too. I was like, fuck, you know. So since then, I made sure to check my email on the regular. I made sure to put real, you know, put a real phone number, you know, in contact form. You know, because here's the other thing too. It's like if you're worried, listen, if you're a really super hot chick and you got like some weird stalker dudes or something, okay, they're you know, I'm not like I think I like I'm not attractive man, but you know, but I'm not like I'm not a hot chick on Instagram with like 20,000 followers or like 100, you know, 2 million followers. If that's the case, that's a different thing. You know what I mean? Like you create like have a web have an email address that's like only for people and like filter them out. Honestly, I empathize with you on like the work that you have to do, just like filter out the creepy scumbags. But But you can also create like duplicate or like fake phone numbers. Okay, you can get a Google phone number. You can get a messenger service. You can actually, I actually use a thing called Sideline, which gives me like an alternative phone number. It's not my real phone number, but it, like if somebody were to call me on that number, it actually called my phone. Um, yeah, pretty cool. And this is the other thing too. It's like get uncomfortable. I know how paranoid you can be sometimes. Basically, when it comes to starting to market yourself online, okay, there's all these fucking ridiculous what if scenarios that like pop into your head. And this is the whole thing. If you're young and like you grew up with the internet, maybe not so much, or maybe even more because like I don't know, I don't really understand cyberbullying, but um, you know, because whatever, I think it's stupid shit. But just do it. You know what I mean? Just get your shit out there and like get uncomfortable. And even if somebody like I've got videos out there where people like leave bad comments and stuff, and I just kind of laugh about it. You know, I don't really take it that personal. It's like you're not always going to please somebody. Not everybody's going to love what the hell you're doing. That's just normal. Okay, that really is. That's just normal. It's just the way. It's just how some people operate. But don't fucking worry about it. Don't take it super like super personal, whatever. Just realize that like there are going to be people out there that really love what you do, and you're actually doing yourself a major disservice if you're not like actively promoting. Okay, I get it. There are some creepy dudes out there. There are some creepy chicks out there um, that just want to like harass you and shit. But luckily, you can block them and do whatever. And I mean, if necessarily, if it's like if it's one creepy guy that stops you from reaching full amounts of success, or like one weird stalker person that like you should never let that one person stop you from creating your success. If anything, just like there are ways to work around it. Okay, I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but you know, whatever. But like do it. You know, like when I first started doing videos on YouTube and stuff, like it was really uncomfortable for me. But I had a challenge. Like the challenge was like 30 videos. It was I do 30 videos in 7 days. And I did it. And I can tell you this. By the last video, I went from having crappy videos to like decent videos. And then the more I did videos, like the more natural it got, the less I worried about it. So whatever. Um, yeah, those are some basic best practices. Okay, but you also want to have like contact information. I didn't write this down here, but either have a phone number or have like an email that people can reach you at. You know, okay, but have something that people can contact you. Because if somebody's really looking to do business with you, it's like they want to be able to talk to you. And honestly, I like talking to people rather than me. I don't like discussing like business on Facebook chat. I'd rather talk to you in person. Okay. Just so you can understand what I'm saying and not because I'm a highly sarcastic person to begin with too. And like sometimes I just realize this like in a messenger post or like a text message. Sometimes like when I say maybe I think it's a joke, but it comes across like super offensive. So be willing to talk to people. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Best practices offline. Holy crap. I need a drink. Okay. You guys are doing this so far. So, let's read some comments. Cool. Right. Okay. All right, I get it. Makes sense. All right, yeah, I'll answer that question. Thank you. You're awesome too. Okay, so best practices offline, face to face. This is like if you're doing events, live shows, art shows, fundraisers. If you're doing anything where you have to like talk to people face to face. I just know this. It's like rule number one is be fun. Okay, people like to deal with fun people, and I mean, oh boy, I mean, how do you like to talk to fun people, or do you like to talk to really boring people? Okay, I know personally, I'd rather talk to somebody and hang out with somebody that I'm having fun with, than somebody that's like really rude or really nasty or really like, what do you want? Still haven't moved to Texas for a while, right? What do you want? But are just really lame or just like really boring. Like I like to consider myself a pretty fun guy, right? Like I can kick it into like go mode where it's like I can just be like, hey man, what's up? Yeah, check this out. Or just be fun, and just have like a good energy around me and be like an inviting individual to where it's like people want to hang out with me, people want to talk to me, people want to just like, you know, I know how to do that. But that's my ultimate rule. And it's like, I just know this. It's like anytime I try to sell stuff, like if I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm selling stuff, interested in buying, it's like I do very, very, very poorly. But when I focus on just having fun and being myself and enjoying people, that's when I make a ton of money. And that's when I sell a lot of shit. And that's when I make a bunch of connections with people. Okay, which I think goes into the next point, right? Which is like talk to people and be engaged. People like to talk. Okay, I can tell you this: the number one thing that people like to talk about is themselves. Okay, so I don't know if you do that or not. Well, and you'll find it funny. Oh, you're an artist. That's cool. My son, my nephew, I got a cousin. Blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like that. People are just, everybody wants to talk to you, and then it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It shows that they're interested. It shows that they want to connect with you in some way, shape, or form. So be engaged. Ask them questions. And then tell them stuff. Okay, or at least try to solve stuff. Build relationships and network with people. Okay, if you're doing events, or you're doing live shows, or I've done everything from live art shows to like art festivals to, big. I mean, where are you going to sell it, right? You're going to sell art in like a place where you're publicly displaying art. So what I've always done is this: is that like there are the people that are in charge, there are the people that are important, there are the people that are customers. But it's like, you're like, people are people, and it's like if you want to make money, here's a little rule of thumb here, right? You know where money comes from? Money comes from other people. Okay, so you have to be engaged and interested in other people for them to want to talk to you, and especially for them to give you money, especially in a live event. Okay, if you're rude or just downright like, I've been to shows, but I've been to shows, I've gone to shows, I've done shows before where it's like I'm like the guy that's talking to people, and then there's the other guy that like puts all his art like up in the front, and then like grabs his sketchbook, like sits there, gets like really into what he's drawing, and expects the art to sell itself. And like meanwhile, I'm at the table next to him having fun, got other people shooting the shit. People are, we're drinking beers or whatever, like whatever we're doing, and having a good time. And then the people next to me are just working up this piece. It's like you're there to sell shit, man. You're there to connect. You're there to engage. It's like your art doesn't sell itself. Okay. Huge thing when you're doing something face to face with somebody. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. Strong handshake, fucking eye contact. Look them in the eye when you're talking to them, and give a strong handshake. Not like the limp, like where you're just like, oh, I feel creepy. But I don't know if anybody taught you this before, but seriously, a strong handshake, like, hey, how are you? My name is this. What's your name? Great, pleased to meet you. How can I help you today? That it sounds, it's real basic, simple shit, but it's a great first impression. Okay. Another thing, be passionate about what you do. Be passionate about your art. You should honestly, like, if you don't know how to talk about yourself as an artist, try writing something down, or like go through, if you have to, do a Q&A with yourself, where you know how to say what you're doing, you know how to talk about your artwork, you know how to talk about what you're passionate about, you know how to talk about the piece and what inspired you, whatever. Okay, so that this way you can connect with people the right way and do what you need to do. Okay, and the other thing here is really, 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 really ask for the money. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. I can't tell you how many times I've seen, oh, I really like that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, nah, man, it should be like, oh, it's such a thing. I mean, it's like, oh man, I really love that. Cool. Do you just want that one, or do you want a couple more? Great. How many more can you use? I mean, I'll tell you what, man. If you like that one, by the way, I know it's short notice. I'm set up. I have like credit cards, debit cards, checks, cash, whatever. How do you want to take care of that? Ask for the money. If you ask for the money, people will give it to you. Plain and simple. Okay. Move on. Marketing basics. I think I covered a lot of this actually, and I knew I did. So if you need to, like, go back and watch some of this earlier on the repeat. But really, it's just like post as much as you can. Okay, post stuff everywhere. Market yourself. Build a brand. If you're building a website, get some decent SEO training. You should be able to rank. You should be able to rank locally. You should be able to. Somebody's googling you and looking for you, and you're showing up. You should be able to show up. You should be able to be found. Okay, especially if you're doing online and offline. Okay. Number 2 here. This is a big one because I see a lot of people like really still to this day kind of like complaining about it. They're not even complaining about it, but like, it's like, well, I don't know, why aren't they interested? It's like, this is like, and I used to do it too. Like, I used to get real pissed off when like somebody, when I had like a great conversation with somebody, and they're like, oh man, this is great stuff, and I'm like, but they're like, oh, it's great work. It's just not my style. It's not anything that I hang. It's not anything that I like decorate with. And I'd be like, what the hell, man? Why don't you reply it? And then I realized it's just like, listen, not everybody's going to be interested in what you're doing. Not everybody's going to be interested in what you're selling. That's fine. Okay. There are billions and billions of people on this planet. The numbers game. Okay. Look at that. And number 3, marketing is a numbers game. Okay. The more people you can connect with. When I was doing door-to-door sales, right? When I was doing outside sales, one of the major things that like when it was this was like beat into my head on day 1, and then like I continuously beat it into other people's heads as like I hired and trained people. For every no, you're closer to a yes. Every person that you and this is my whole thing. Like I had this whole mindset where it's like one sales pitch, one person, one door could make or break your day. You know what I mean? One person, one pitch, one client, one customer can make or break your day, can make or break your year, can make or break your month, it can make or break your career. Okay? And it's like you cannot prejudge anybody. You can't look at somebody and be like, oh man, this guy doesn't have any money. This guy's not going to be interested. This guy's not going to. No, you can't do that. Okay? You cannot look at somebody and be prejudiced. Okay, you cannot look at somebody and be like, well, they're probably not going to be interested in my artwork. They probably don't have the money to afford my stuff. They probably don't like my shit. Okay, you cannot look at anybody. Don't prejudge. Okay, you cannot be willing to talk and at least have a conversation with everybody. Okay, I've had fucking homeless people buy art from me. That's no shit. I've sold art to CEOs of companies. I've sold art to CFOs. Big cheese shit. And then every once in a while you get somebody and you're like, oh man, you're like 16. It's like, oh, I love this shit, man. I just got my birthday money. You don't know who has money, okay? So it's like, don't be a dick. Don't like prejudge somebody where you're like, oh, you're probably not a dick. Like, just don't. If somebody tells you that they like your work, great, man. It's fucking awesome. What can I help you with? Okay? Don't. Here's another thing too. Okay? As you build your website, which you really should, and I can tell you this. Okay, I was just going over this because I tried to do this webinar the other day. I had some like major technical difficulties, so like people that were willing to jump on with me, and kind of like go through it. We actually did like a one-on-one kind of Zoom call, which was pretty awesome. I really want to thank all you guys that jumped onto that. But one of the things I was trying to hammer on and hammer home here was if it's like when you're having a conversation, let's just say you're just out, you're not at a show, you're not doing anything, you're out, so it goes, oh, what do you do, right? You tell them that you're an artist. Okay, what's the first thing, generally speaking, if somebody asks you, you're like, yeah, man, I'm an artist. Oh, really? Where can I see your work? That's generally like one of the first 3 questions somebody's going to ask you. It's like, where can I see your artwork? Okay. See, and this is it happened enough times that I was like, I really need to get a website, which was one of those things I was like, I really need to learn how to market online because I had so many people that were asking me, where can I see your work? How can I get in touch with you? How can I get in touch with you if I need more stuff? Okay. Have a business card, have a lot of other stuff, but have a good looking website so that when somebody is, if you're just like, because it's not like you're carrying around your freaking portfolio with you. You're not walking around with a warehouse full of artwork. You know what I mean? But you should have some stuff up on a website so that people can see what you do. This is why a good looking website helps. Okay. This is also why buying your own domain, building your own site is so crucial because you can send somebody to your website. Okay. But it's very hard to be like, oh, well, I'm on Facebook. Just look me up, and then you should like my art page, or I'm on Instagram, or I'm on. It's listen, you can connect all that shit, but send them to your website. It's like if your name is Joe Smith, they're like, hey man, you can go to joesmithart.com and see all my stuff. Oh, cool. Well, guess what? I'm not going to forget that because that's your name and your art. Okay. Or if you do something like real niche specific, where it's like I paint on wood blocks, you know what I mean? And you buy paintingonwoodblocks.com. And then guess what? When somebody looks up like, I'm looking for artists that paint on wood blocks, you should show up, right? Doing this SEO this stuff the right way. It makes it, thank you for agreeing. Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, you've done it too. Okay, thank you. Thank you for agreeing. Um, so yeah, it's like have a domain that's easy to remember, build a website that's easy to remember, and do all this other stuff because this is how the follow-up process begins. Okay, be accessible. Okay, be accessible meaning have contact information readily available, and don't be like, well, I can't talk to anybody. Okay, and as you're posting stuff or you're posting online, every platform is a little bit different. Okay, you can talk about it, you can do all this other stuff, but like people love a good story. People love to see human beings. Okay, like, as an artist, like I don't just post art; I post everything. Okay, because I'm a real person. Um, get people engaged with you. Get people engaged with who you are as an individual, because that is how people connect. Okay, this is by the way, this is how every notebook in my school. Yeah, so even as an artist, like I'm an artist in my life, whatever. But like, tell a story. Get people engaged in what you're doing. Um, move on to the next. Moving on. Proper preparation. This is huge. Okay, this is friggin' huge. Proper preparation. Okay, your mindset matters, and I can't stress that enough. How you think, how you think affects everything that you do. Okay, like I used to have a really terrible outlook on everything, on the world, on life. On, that's not a murder scene. That was actually um, strop cloth stapled to the wall. Yeah, so but it does look like I totally killed somebody. Or whatever. Yeah. No, yeah. Okay. But your mindset matters. I just know this. Like you probably heard it before. It's like fake till you make it. But my thing is this: like you have to be your own biggest cheerleader before anything happens. Okay. Before you do anything, before anything happens. Okay. Before you start seeing any success, it's like you got to believe in yourself. And then there's so many different obstacles and hurdles that you're going to go through in your life, okay, as you progress through your career. Okay, there's there are going to be hurdles and everything, but it's like I was basically trained. It took me a while. Like I always knew I was like I had a purpose. I mean, like, there's something I was supposed to do, but at the same time, I was always like I was the guy that like, oh man, but when I fucked up, like it wasn't my fault. Okay. Nowadays, I take blame for everything that I do. You know what I mean? If something fucks up, maybe it's my fault. Something successful. Because here's the thing: is like, I need to be able to take the credit for my own successes as well as take the blame for my screw ups, right? Um, but like my mindset is just like I win. Okay. I win. Like, I am a winner. Okay? People love me. I used to like literally like, and I still do it sometimes too. It's like before I do like a webinar, sometimes before I do a video and shit, or like even like if I'm doing a show or like a live presentation, or like I gotta go out there and meet clients and stuff, I'll sit there and be like, everybody loves me, everybody loves me, everybody loves me, bad motherfucker, and I'll get into it. Um, because it's like, it's your energy, you know what I mean? Like the way you think, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about other people, the way you consciously interact with people is all energy, and like it does make a difference. So your mindset matters. Okay. Proper preparation. Okay, we've already gone over this. Payment, merchant accounts, be prepared, be ready. Okay. Another thing, process. Okay. This is a process. If you never, like, let's just put it this way, if you're just getting started online, or you're just getting started, like, let's just say you have, you're one of these people that, like you got years and years of artwork sitting around, you're like, I don't know what to do with it, okay? You're just now starting to market, you're just now starting to build a business, or even if, like, you've already built a business, you know how long it takes to build a business, okay? This is a process. You have to be prepared to do the work. You have to be prepared to learn new skills and new traits and get uncomfortable. You know what I mean? If you're like, I hate selling stuff, you can ask yourself why. Why? Because here's the thing, I sell tons of stuff. I'm not like some skeezy scummy like, oh, what's up, man? Check it out, check out my watch. I'm not like that kind of salesperson. I'm me, okay? That's how I sell, that's how I operate, that's how I just I'm very good at me. Okay, but yeah, that was a process in of itself, like getting comfortable being me. Because like, what if they don't like me? And I was like, who fucking care? That was one of those things that I had to like get over in my own brain. But it's the same thing as putting YouTube videos out. It's the same thing as putting a website out. It's like not everybody's gonna like you, not everybody's gonna whatever. But it's like figure it out, dude. It's like you put enough stuff out there, you'll find fans, you'll find buyers. Okay, that's just how it works. Unless you're subconsciously like turning into like, I don't want to do business with you. No, I like doing business. I like making money. So it's a process. Do the work. Test, analyze, tweak, and perfect your own process. You probably had to do this when you were learning to create art. Okay, you probably had to do this when you were learning whatever you create. Okay, you've tested different styles. You figured out what worked. You're like, I like that. That worked. That didn't work. Do the tweaks and the changes that you need to do until you start to develop, perfect your own process or your own style. Same thing goes with marketing. Okay, you have to try it. You have to see what works. You have to make changes, and then you just do what works to get it down. Okay, it's really that simple. All right, here you go. This is a great one too. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody saying, well, when I get this and that, and when this happens, I'll do this. Dude, there is no such thing as the perfect time to start. There's no such thing as the perfect situation. Because what happens is like life happens. Okay? Life happens and the quote unquote perfect situation never happens. What happens is years later, you're like, fuck, man, I wish I started that website. I wish I started marketing. Because you're gonna see people progress. It's the same thing. It's like you're gonna see some people progress. You're gonna see other people building their careers and doing all this other stuff. And it's like you have to take your marketing. You know what I mean? It's like if let's just say you spend half your time, right? And half of your time during the day is like, or during the week or during the month is doing art, and the rest of it's doing whatever the fuck else you do. You need to basically figure out a way to prioritize your business. Okay, like make time in there, market your biz, and set up your business, and do the work that you need to do to create your business, do the marketing, put together the materials, build the websites, watermark your art, post it, respond, and whatever. Because this right here, listen, art's fantastic, but it's really selfish to not share it with anybody. And making money is fucking awesome. And you're only doing a disservice to yourself if you're not selling anything. Okay. Um, unless that's just you. You know, I mean, you just like creating and having this weird stockpile of art shit from 20 years ago. You're like, oh, I painted this back in the. It's like, no, man, it's so much better energetically, like sell it, exchange. Like, this is great. What pays for it? Great, thank you. But take because it's like, and here's the other thing, right? The number one excuse that I get from people is time. I don't have the time. Okay, you do. Okay, we all have the same amount of time. Um, the time aspect really comes into this. It's like you will make time for the things that you really care about. The priorities in your life, you will make time for. Okay, if you've got a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, you know, you'll make time for that. Okay, you'll make time for sex. You'll make time for dating. Okay? You'll make time for partying. You'll make time if you have kids, obviously, right? Like you'll make time for your kids. You'll make time for your favorite TV show. Okay, you'll make time to go, to listen to music, or go to live shows, or do whatever. Okay, if you really love hiking, you're gonna make time to go hiking. But if you really want to, really trippy now. If you really want to make time for your business, you have to make time for your business, okay? Because you will always find time for your priorities. Make your business a priority, okay? Stop waiting for everything to be perfect because it will never be perfect. There will always be weird things that happen, okay? But I'll tell you this, right? And I'm just going into this last part. Have a goal, write it down, no excuses. As long as you have a goal and you have a goal in mind and you write it down, okay, you're like, this is the plan, this is what I'm doing, whatever. And you prioritize that, you will make the time for it. Okay. But it's like if you just kind of go into it like, well, let's just see what happens. It's like, let's just see what happens. It's like the biggest fucking, worst mindset you could ever have. It's like going on a date with somebody. Like, let's just see what happens. It's like, no, man, you gotta have a goal set in mind. It's like, if you go out with your friends and shit, like, where do you want to go? It's like, I don't know, let's go see what happens. Sometimes you'll end up on a really cool adventure, but a lot of times you'll just end up like driving around doing nothing or like doing something stupid. So it's like have a goal, have a plan. You don't get in your car and just drive around aimlessly. Hopefully, you like to know where you're going. Have some type of plan and course correct as you go. You having fun? You enjoying this so far? I hope so. Okay. Move on to the next thing. Okay. Awkward preparation. Free sources. I'm going to list off a ton of them here for you. Okay. I just know this. Like, I really, like, there's a lot of stuff that I pay for. There are a lot of services that I pay for. But there's a lot of free shit that I like to use too because the money that I don't spend is money that I keep and I'm able to invest into other things. Okay. Facebook is a free resource. YouTube is a free resource. Instagram, free resource. Snapchat, free resource. Twitter, my own website. Okay. Now, here's the thing. My website wasn't free because I had to buy the domain and pay for the hosting. But I get free traffic. Okay. Free news. Free. I'm not paying for ads. Okay. I'm not paying for ads. When I show up for a search engine and somebody's looking for like DFW mural artist or an artist or a mural artist DFW, I show up, my business shows up. I'm not paying for ads. Okay, I don't pay for ads. It's free traffic. All right, if you want to do like print on demand stuff, okay, Printful's pretty awesome. We got a video on it. There's also Gear Bubble. Gear Bubble did a lot of cool stuff too. But then there's also like I can't think. There's a lot of stuff that people use, right? But I just put those two out there. Okay. House.com is a pretty cool website. It's you sell art connect with local people on house.com. Ello's pretty cool too. Okay, Reddit, totally free. Google, totally free. Like, rank your website. Bing. Okay, I'm talking about search engines here. Search engine traffic is killer. Okay, it's free. Search engine traffic is free. Free. So, like, when you guys found my video, right, on how to sell art online, or how to sell at a market on Instagram, or how to, like, you know what that is? It took, like, it cost me time to put this shit together, but it was free. Free. Okay? I do like art videos and stuff too on a different channel that, like, I use to market my skills and my talents and stuff. Okay, it's free. Free is awesome. Okay. What else are we talking about here? We're talking about other search engine. Like, some people still use what is it? Some people still use, like, AOL search engine. Some people use Edge, Microsoft Edge. Some people use Apple, like Apple search engine and stuff. MySpace, yeah, actually, like, MySpace is still a thing. It's like a bunch of music artists. You create podcasts and stuff, or like get interviews with podcasts. If you're doing offline stuff, you just need to promote, right? Business cards, flyers, pamphlets. Um, you can make your own flyers, public work. Okay, I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of this later. But, like, public work, okay, when you do something and you sign it, okay, first off, I sign my own work, but then I promote the hell out of it afterwards. So that this way, like, I get more traffic, I get more searches, okay? Google Plus, there's Google Plus? There's a lot of them. Okay, Google Plus is a free platform that you can connect with groups and shit, talk to people, do all this other stuff. LinkedIn, free platform. Okay, I'm on there. Connect with me. Hit me up. Okay. So here's an example of me signing my own work. This was one of the parking lots that I did in Texas here. They've got these wonderful. It's like a thing. Like, seniors, like, can paint their own parking spots. Okay, so this was like a 4-figure job. It was like $1,200, $1,300 I got paid for this. This kid really liked video games, so I did the video game parking lot mural for him. And on the side of it, big as hell, not really big as hell, but, like, it's very easy to read, dfwmuralart.com. Okay, real simple. When really move my face, actually my face looks better than that. Stupid face, I was making sure. But you can see it here, right? I did this mural wall, okay, when I was doing it, because I ended up doing like 4 walls for the National Video Game Museum. And that I randomly found through a newspaper ad. Like, actually, my father-in-law was just like, showed up one day and was just like, oh, you should check this out. They're opening a video game museum and they're looking for artists. I was like, fuck yeah, doing that. So I ended up, and I was like one of like 40 artists. Like, I don't know, there were like 40, 50 guys that like showed up and like wanted to do art. And I was like one of 7 artists that got chosen to do these walls. So this was one of the walls that I did. It was like I hand painted about 40 logos on that wall. Okay. And it's funny. It's like if you go to like the National Video Game Museum, you go to them on Facebook. Like, there are so many people that like take pictures behind my Target 3 logo and stuff. But like this right here, actually, I'll show you. Next slide. So you may be able to see this, right? So they did these like great little about things, like these little plaques. Okay. But I made sure I talked to Joe and I talked to John and I talked to double brain fart. Let's see what it is. Oh man, sucks. I don't remember. But basically it's like it's a little story here about it. Then it's like you can check out his artwork at dfwmuralart.com. So that parking lot mural that I did came from a lady. Actually, I think I showed you the email that I got from her before. It came from a lady that saw the work that I did at the Video Game Museum, contacted me about painting the spot for her son's parking spot. And I took the work that I did from both of these projects and I marketed them because I knew that these were like highly marketable projects that I did. Okay. What's the next thing? Next thing here, it's like if you Google, DFW mural art, right? Okay, check this out. There's me, there's me, there's me, there's me, and there's my website. Okay. You can, I know you can do that. But yeah, so there's my website. There's me. Okay, I show up for images. I show up for the Google business page. I show up, my website shows up. Okay, out of 402,000 results, I've got 5 impressions on that. It rocks. Okay. If you look up DFW mural artist, okay, 634,000 results. Here you go, and here you go. Okay, I'm on there twice. And if just in case you know anything about the internet, okay, I did these searches in incognito browsers. I wasn't cookied. You can actually type in DFW mural artist, DFW mural art. You'll see all my shit. And you'll see the phone number that I have there. You'll see the review that I have there. You'll see my shit's in the review. That's whatever. But you'll see my site show up. You'll see things because this is how I do business. It's like to me, it's like I want to be found. All right. And that phone number is not my phone number. That's my alternate phone number. So don't call me unless you want. So this is I just found this funny. I put this picture of it, right? Choices matter, results matter, art matters. Okay. Don't do work for exposure. I just found this fucking, oh, it's great. You can feed the family on a month for it. You can't get paid on exposure. Okay. You need to be able to sell art. You need to be able to make money selling art. Exposure bucks are great. Okay. But I don't do work for exposure. When I was young, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Like I would get involved in all this stuff because somebody promised me, if you do this, you do that, whatever it is. It's like, dude, like I'd much rather get paid than like have you, like, because there's the thing. It's like it's like if you don't, nobody's gonna market better for you than you are for yourself. Okay. Unless they're like a diehard fucking fan of your work, and they love your artwork, and they just want to share it everywhere. Okay, but 9 times out of 10, it's like you're gonna have to market harder than anybody else to get the results. And it's like as you progress and as you grow and as you develop, you're gonna have tons of people that come at you. And it's like, oh man, we should partner up. You should do this for me. It's gonna be great for your exposure. No, do not do work for exposure. Okay, do work for money. Seriously. That's what I mean. The choices you make matter. The results that you create matter, and art matters. So get fucking paid for it. Okay. If I have to, here you go. Get money, not exposure. Okay. Because you can get money and exposure at the same time. And trust me, it's a lot better to market money than it is for exposure. And I know this energetically speaking, it's like I do way better work. The more I'm getting paid on a project, the more I love doing that project. Because to me, it's like, especially it's like, if it's something that's going to take me some time, because I remember what it was like to like do work and like quote somebody, like severely underquote somebody. And then like 3 weeks later, I'm still working on this project. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, why am I still doing this? Yeah, so just make sure you quote price yourself the right way and you're making the money that you need to make. Okay. Where am I going on this? Yeah, get noticed, man. I use this great Salvador Dali quote, but like life is too short to remain unnoticed. It's like if you really want to you really want to make money. It's like the money's there. The money's there. Like the people are there. The clientele is there. Like there's no reason for you to not make money. Okay, there's no reason for you to not market. And it's like, and if you really want to know how to sell, first off, it's like you can put your artwork on 20,000 different art websites, and but the real fact of the matter is that like for you to succeed, you have to market yourself. You have to talk to people. You have to market. You have to connect. You have to make those connections because that's how human beings work. Okay, it's not just like I can just build this website. It's like building a website or like post, putting some shit up on, on an art website and never connecting or never talking about it is like opening a business and not talking to anybody, not telling anybody about you opening the business. Okay, you're not going to make money. It's like somebody magically found my business. It's like woo, it's no, you have to fucking promote your business, right? So now what? Okay, so this is what I want to talk to you about. If you sat through this whole video you've got here, okay, if you don't know already, I run a website. One of my websites that I run is lifeafterartschool.net. Okay, I have this thing called the Creative Intensive Mastermind. It is an evergreen training course, meaning it's not going away. Okay, it's not like a 4-week course or a 3-week course or a 6-month course or whatever. It is an evergreen course. Like all I do, let me explain this. All I do primarily is I create art, sell art, market it, I teach. Okay, then I do client stuff on the side as like side hustles. But like there are things. The same way the internet has changed the game is the same way it's like. Just today, I realized on Facebook, right? I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but like you'll have, you do like little chat screens on the bottom. Now it's like if anybody comments on one of your posts on a post on Facebook, like that actual post will show up in the bottom screen. There are updates happening all the time with the internet. Okay, there's updates going on with social media platforms, updates going on with Google, updates going on with marketing platforms, updates going on with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, everything. Okay, so it's like I didn't want to create a course that was like obsolete in 6 months or a year from now, which is what a lot of these online courses are. You know what I mean? It's like if you were doing Instagram marketing a few years ago, when Instagram first came out, right? Like there were like these Instagram bots that would like follow and post stuff for you, and Instagram changes algorithm, so now it's like their Instagram bot doesn't work anymore. Okay, this isn't like, I mean, we do discuss automation, we do discuss like how to make your marketing easier, but this is a constantly updated and current site, and like I still put my own money and invest my own money into like getting the most up-to-date training on specific platforms because I like to be easily found. Okay, I like to work really hard to be really lazy. I like to work, if that makes sense. Like it's to me, it's like it's time management. It's like if I can get myself shown and noticed across all these other platforms and people are coming to me, I don't have to work that hard anymore. Okay, and that's basically what I've shown and taught a lot of the artists within the Creative Intensive program in the Life After Art School course. Some of these guys had never built a website before, and no bullshit, like literally like 3 months later, had a $6,000 commission come in because the people people contacted them. I've coached people through contract negotiations, dealing with hagglers, through basically building their marketing platforms and building a following, basically more or less recreating what I've done for myself online for their own selves, for themselves as artists. And everybody that's been active in the group has made money. Everybody that's been active in the group has done what they're supposed to do, has made money, and has created some really ridiculous successes for themselves. Okay. The way it works, like I said, it's a totally evergreen course. Okay. Totally evergreen course. You get lifetime access to the course. I love doing this shit. It's something that I really enjoy doing. It's not like, okay, man, I'm on my course, and then like I'm out. Okay, no, it's like this is going to be around for the next 5 years. It's going to be around for the next 10 years. It's going to be around for the next 20 years. And here's the thing, like we do weekly masterminds, like literally weekly, like one-on-one webinars or like just group webinars where the people that are available to jump on the webinars, get on the webinars, discuss everything from from the best, what's working, what's not working, haggling, selling, marketing, promotions, new things that are happening. I mean, we've gone over so much shit. It's really hard to even discuss. Okay. But like beyond that, and I forgot to write it here, there are over 120 course modules that I've built into there, from building your website from the ground up to doing the proper search engine optimization, from if you want to do Facebook ads, Instagram stuff, mindset stuff, like basically like, you know, how to sell, how to pitch your art, how to oh man, there's a ton in there. Okay, there really is. There's a ton. Okay, there's over 120 modules in the course, and the course continuously grows because if I find something that's really cool and I know it can benefit some of the people in the course, I do a course module on it. We discuss it in the next hangout. We discuss it in the next webinar. Um, that's my impossible pick. If you watch Doctor Who, Impossible Girl, that's Jenna Coleman. But yeah, that's my impossible pick. You know, that's my pick. That was a piece I did. It's still one of my faves. Whatever, it's a great piece. Yeah, so that's what this is all about. Right? So if you want some training on how to do this, this is what we're doing. Okay. You know, I can do a whole bunch of like high roll. It's like, what does it do? So as of right now, the course is $479. Okay. I could easily be selling it for more, but I want to make it accessible to you. Okay. Spent months of my life putting this together. Invested months of my life putting it together. But if you go to like lifeartschool.net/how-to-sell-art 27, you can just go to Life Art School and just click around, you'll find it. I'm doing $100 off the membership if you pay up front. It's $379, and that gives you lifetime access. It basically breaks down to this. It's like $1 a day. Okay, $1 a day gives you lifetime access to the course for the duration. You don't have to use it right away. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, honestly, it's like I doubt you could probably go through all the modules and stuff. At least 2 months to go through all the training modules that are in there. But that's what it is. Okay, so instead of $479, it's $379. Go there, get killer free training. What else? That's the webinar offer. I believe that's the last slide. Okay, so here's the deal, folks. Enjoy the info, enjoy the webinar, enjoy everything that I just went over. And you want more training, and here's the thing, if you watch my YouTube and you see all this other stuff, and you want to do it, like I've put together, I mean, I got some fantastic artists in the group already, and I love working with serious artists that want to do serious things, okay? Because if you're a hobbyist, you know, you can be a hobbyist too, but it's like, I love working with people and getting results with people, okay? I love helping them get results. I love helping them build their business. It's something that I've done, very effectively for a very long time. You know, and it's basically a combination of like digital marketing and like real deal like networking. There's a lot of stuff being taught in this course, so it's like if you're having a hard time as an artist and you really want to know how to like take your business off the ground, and like that's all we talk about. You know, it's not like an art sharing group where it's like, hey, check out my new art. It's not like, honestly, like, nobody even shares art in that group. It's more like, it's like, hey man, I'm trying to get this result. You know, I've got, you know, let's take a look at the stats. Let's take a look at this. Like, we're talking about some really heavy duty stuff. And all I know is this. It's like I said before, it's like everybody has a choice. It's like you choose to join, you choose to not join, you choose to fuck around, or you choose to get serious. I hope you choose to join us. I mean, I love working with fun artists. For those of you guys that have enjoyed my videos, like were able to jump on to live streams with me. For those of you guys that jumped on with me today, I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Okay, but I gotta run. How do you figure out what your market is? Well, first things first, like if you don't have, it depends on what you're selling. If you're having a hard time selling stuff, I'd say go shotgun abroad. You know, figure out who's interested in your, you know, connect with people and find a client. It's we go over that too. Search engine optimization. SEO is a little tricky. Actually, I'm a part of a few SEO groups. I paid for some killer search engine optimization training, and I convert a lot of that into I make it simple. You know what I mean? Like ranking for art is not the same as like somebody doing search engine optimization for like account attorney. Ranking as an artist is actually a whole lot of fun, especially if you're like branding yourself and you're branding a specific like design studio or something. Like you do it really, really simply and contributing. No, this offer is not going to be around forever. I don't know. I'm going to keep this offer up for a little bit, maybe a few weeks. I'm not going to have it going on forever though, because honestly, it's like I'm eventually just going to close it because the energy that I spend into doing these videos and the marketing and stuff, I could be doing working on projects, planning stuff, you know, whatever. I basically put this whole webinar together to help people, give them a little bit of insight on how to do it. Yes, there are other courses. There are other guys that teach this kind of stuff too. I know of a few of them. You know, some of them are totally legit. Other guys are, you know, just gonna try to sell you stuff. You know, but I mean, here's the thing. If I don't necessarily not recommend anybody else's course, but I also like don't. I don't know. I think my course is pretty freaking awesome, especially based on the results that everybody, not everybody, but like a lot of the people that have gone through the course have done. And I'm working on some stuff behind the scenes that's going to really blow everybody's mind. But now, though, it's not finalized. Good. Awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to talk once again. The link is going to be below the video here. Click on it. Like literally, I've set it up this way. It's like you pay in full, it's $279, and you get like lifetime access and full access to everything. I've also set it up to where you've got a 6-month payment plan, and it's $69 a month for 6 months. It's still totally freaking doable. Breaks down to like $2, whatever. I mean, like this is how I think about the math, right? It's like $60 a month or like $70 a month. It's still like $2-3 a day. It's less than $3 a day, you know what I mean, to get like information and training and like work with me and other artists that are really crushing it online and crushing it like in their business right now, and just get around artists that are like thinking business, okay, not just like thinking art, but just like thinking business as well. And then I actually I set it up. I got a $39 a month for 12 months payment option, okay? It's like $40 a month. I mean, it's simple as possible, okay? You have zero excuses to like not jump in on this. You can find $40, dude. I just had a garage sale a few days ago. You know, I sold a bunch of big neck hodgepodge shit that was like sitting in my house, and I think we made about $350, $400. Like there are ways for you to get creative and get resourceful and make money to get in on this, okay? And that's the thing, is like, I can't guarantee you that you're going to make a ton of money, of course, because I don't know you, but I do know it's like once you get around the right people and you do take action, and trust me, it's like I hold people accountable. It's like if somebody tells me like this is the goal that I want to hit, I will jump your shit if you don't, okay? It's like you're giving me excuses, you know. I don't accept excuses for myself, so I definitely don't like listen to excuses from other people. Especially like if you bought a course and like you want to be successful, it's like I don't know. It's a fun group, you know what I mean? It's fun. We talk business, we celebrate success, we get busy. That's all it is. So Life After Art School, lifeafterartschool.net, how to sell or how to sell art 2017. Like go there, you sign up for it, and you can basically work with me on a weekly basis. You can work with, you know, I don't know what else to say. Just like I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching this. I know it's been a while, a long one, but yeah, good times. Signing off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, peace. Bye.